All right, with Kodak coming out this year and saying that they're raising pretty much all their film stock prices 17 to 40%, I thought what better time than to share my film recipe on the Fuji X100V of the Portra 400. I've been working on this for pretty much the past 2 years, everywhere from Vancouver to San Francisco, LA, and even New York, everywhere in between from morning till late at night. First off, let me say I think this is one of the most versatile film stocks you can try and emulate on a digital camera, and I think it gives you a really fun blend of a world between digital and film and lets you be super creative behind the camera. So anyways, let's jump in. I'll show you guys some sample images right now, and then we're going to jump into the exact settings. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, so we just jumped into the settings and there's only going to be about 6 or 7 things that we're going to want to change for this to make sure that we get that Portra 400 look. First off, when you're shooting in JPEGs, I always shoot in large 3.2. This will be the largest JPEG that you can shoot on this camera. The next thing we're going to want to do is image quality. I always shoot on Fine plus RAW. Okay, so Portra 400 is just a JPEG simulation, but I will always shoot in Fine plus RAW because I find it super important in case I ever hit a shot that I absolutely love, but I blew out a highlight or just crushed a shadow. I can maybe go back into my RAW and save that photo and just go in and edit in Lightroom and just do the color tweaks in there. The next thing we're going to want to do is this is what the building blocks of this film simulation is built off of. You're going to want to shoot in classic chrome. The statement in here is soft color and enhanced shadow contrast for a calm look. So start there. That's going to be the building blocks of this film simulation. The next one is grain effect. And this one's a bit of a contentious one because some people like to shoot with this off. I like to control mine in post. Just know you can come in here and there's a few different options where you can shoot this in either weak or strong. I used to shoot this in weak and I did enjoy it a lot. It did give me that film look directly into my JPEGs, but I've decided recently that I like to shoot with it off and handle it in post. The next thing we're going to want to do is you'll see for both of these will also have a weak, off, or strong version. I like to shoot the color chrome effect in weak, as well as the color chrome FX blue weak. So one thing about the Portra 400 is you're going to want to pull those royal blues out of your sky, and you'll notice if you switch this to weak, it will pull some of that royal blue out automatically, and that's a good way to start it. The next thing we're going to do is go into white balance. I like to always start off with 5500 Kelvin. I don't shoot this in auto, but just know that I will sometimes shift this based on the time of day it is, up either to 57, 5800, or sometimes even down to 5000. Next thing we're going to want to do is when you click on that, it's going to be your white balance shift. So this is one of the things in the simulation that you can actually mess with the most, that I find the most creativity. And I will bounce this normally down to -5 in blue and +3 or 4 in red. Based on where I am and time of day, this is something that I will often shift, but just know that's my stock standard right there. The next thing, dynamic range. You can set this to auto or shoot it at 100. I'll leave it at 100. Next thing for the tone curve. This is going to be your highlights and shadows, and because I am shooting in JPEGs, you can see the curve right here. I like to pull my highlights down a little bit and pull my shadows up. Normally I will do the highlights at either 1 or 2, and then my shadows also at either -1 or -2. And this will just protect my shadows and protect my highlights just because I'm shooting in JPEG. The next thing you're going to want to do is in classic chrome, you'll notice that not only does classic chrome add a little bit of a blue tint to your photos, but it also desaturates it. So here I bump my color up to +2. I pull my sharpness down to -2. Normally in Lightroom, I'll normally pull my clarity down as well, but I like to shoot just in case this is just going to be a JPEG and there is grain on there. I will try and affect everything in the camera, so I put that at -2. Next thing is the noise reduction. I don't like my camera doing too much noise reduction, so I pull that also down to -2. And I leave my clarity off. That will slow your photography way down. I don't like to shoot ever with clarity on. And pretty much that's my Portra 400 perfect film simulation that I've shot for the past 2 years. Alright guys, that's my tried and true Portra 400 film recipe that I've been developing over the last 2 years with the Fuji X100V. Let's get this video to 1,000 likes and I'm going to drop my Cinestill 800 that I've been working on the past year that I'm in love with. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.